Welcome to North Star Big Book. My name is Carly Israel, and I am your host. My sobriety date is January 27th, 1999, and I created this podcast simply to share the message of the Big Book. It completely changed my life. It always changes my life, and I hope it can help change yours.
Hi, welcome to North Star Big Book. My name is Carly Israel, recovered alcoholic. I am so excited because I'm doing this new series where I get to have AAs from all over the world, really, because of the pandemic. Like life just opens up in a different way. And I asked people on social media who are in AA who loves the Big Book and who wants to share their love of the Big Book with my listeners. And I've got one right here. Will you introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Brian Alcoholic.
Hi, Brian. What's your sobriety date?
November 2019.
And where do you live right now?
New Jersey, Central New
Okay.
Jersey. So,
We are grateful for you. So what pages are we starting on?
started in 20 and 21.
I
But
was
then,
just telling you
know,
before, like we're going to jump around people, but they're used to me jumping around. He's like, I want to do 20, 21, 44, and then you'd set other ones. And I'm like, that's because you want to identify what an alcoholic is. So let's do it. You start reading.
okay. So I picked towards the end where it starts now.
Yeah.
So now these are commonplace observation on drinkers, which we hear all the time. Maybe I should have went a little bit ahead, but back of them is a world of ignorance and misunderstanding. We see that these expressions refer to people whose reactions are very different from ours. Moderate drinkers have little trouble in giving up liquor entirely if they have good
All right.
reason
So will you
for
pause for a second? So when
it.
I'm
Sure.
taking someone through the book, I have like in big letters types of drinkers right here because I want them
Yes.
to know that we're going to identify there's 3 types of drinkers.
Yep.
And so right now, do you hear like a slinky being dropped or something?
That's my brother. He's in the other room.
Oh, that's hysterical.
Nailing.
That's no problem. We'll deal with nailing. So tell us the first type of drinker, moderate drinkers.
So moderate drinkers have little trouble in giving up liquor entirely if they have good reason for it. They can take it or leave it alone.
So my question I write here is, could you, Brian, take it or leave it alone?
Yeah.
I could not take it or leave it alone.
No.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Me
Actually,
either.
the only people I've ever met in AA that are a moderate drinker are people that are like checking out AA because they're like social workers and they were assigned to a class. Like no one comes to AA because they're a moderate drinker. The second type.
Let's say second type. Let's see. So then we have a certain type of hard drinker. He may have the habit badly enough to gradually impair him physically and mentally. It may cause him to die a few years before his time. If sufficiently strong reason, ill health, falling in love, change of environment, or the warning of a doctor becomes operative, this man can also stop or moderate, although he may find it difficult and troublesome and may even need medical attention.
Could you give us some background about what a hard drinker looks like and how it can be confusing for people?
Well, I'll tell you, because when I went through this with my sponsor, I had thought I was a drug addict because I do drugs and I like drugs,
Yeah, who doesn't?
But the thing is, it's like when I started going through this, I had, I've done, listen, I used to do cocaine and it was too much money. I mean, sufficient reason. I stopped. Like, I just didn't like spending all the money. The heroin I did.
Yeah.
And it's like, I hated to come off of that. So I stopped doing it. And then with the weed was the last one I gave up before it was really the last thing I gave up. And I'm like, basically weed tided me over until I could drink again.
Yeah.
So I didn't get sloppy drunk at work. I'd be, out of my mind.
Right.
But I couldn't be totally, I couldn't drink. So basically it was my I don't know what you'd call it. My holdover until I could drink.
Yeah, you use drugs alcoholically to manage your alcohol.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what I did. Like if I just drank alcohol, I'd be passed out at 9 o'clock. So I had to do a bunch of other side dishes like both of our co-founders did, because if I just drank, I wouldn't even be able to be awake enough to enjoy being unconscious.
Yeah. I mean, I've been at work and, completely blacked out and I know like missing a few hours.
Right.
But with the weed, I honestly, I feel like the last day, because that's why I say the 6th. I actually stopped drinking on the 2nd, November 2nd. But on the 6th, I was like, I can't smoke weed because it's just going to take me back to the booze, and I threw it out the window.
Right, exactly. So with the being a hard drinker, what I want to identify is, and we're about to get into the real alcoholic, is a couple of things. One is, could you, Brian, stop for a really sufficiently strong reason? Were you able to stop when the reason was really important?
Oh, yeah. No, booze, absolutely not. I mean, literally, never.
I could stop. I just couldn't stay stopped. Like, if someone put like a something on me, like you can't, like we're leaving, you're out. I could stop for like a period of time, and then I couldn't stay stopped.
Yeah, I honestly, towards the
You
end, I
couldn't even
couldn't go
stop.
more than 2 days. I
Right.
think probably is the most I went.
What I want the listener to know is that a hard drinker, even though that they physically look like us, they're a mess, they're getting in trouble, consequences, they're capable of stopping if a sufficient warning, operative, if they're falling in love, something changes in their life and they're like, the person's like, I can't be with you anymore. They will choose to drink or not because they don't have a physical allergy or mental obsession. And what's confusing to members of Alcoholics Anonymous is they're also members of Alcoholics Anonymous because, right? And
see, these people don't lack that power of choice. Those people,
they
which
can
is
choose.
why you hear people mean say, I choose not to drink today. I'm telling you, I would leave work. I'm not going to drink, and
You
liquor
made the
store's right across the
decision.
street.
Right.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm not going to drink. I made a choice, and within literally 1 minute, I'm at the liquor store buying something.
Yeah.
Like I had no choice.
You had no choice. You had no defense against a mental obsession. And here's the other thing that's tricky that I experience is so everyone can be a member of AA if you want to be a member. You're all welcome.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But not everyone in AA is a real alcoholic because some people come there. A lot of people come there because they got court papers. Their family got on their back. They say AA is so much more well known. So they go to AA. If you're not a real alcoholic, you don't need to work the steps. So you feel better. You get money in your pocket. You have health, new weird friends. You have a fun time. And then you talk to you 5 years later into sobriety and you're like, you don't need to work the steps. I didn't work the steps. You're fine. Just go to meetings.
Well, that's the thing. You go to, around my area, that's what I hear. I mean, it's like
don't drink, go to meetings.
Yeah, meeting-based sobriety.
Yeah.
And
so
it's for the real alcoholic, that doesn't work.
And if you just go to meetings and you're a real alcoholic, which we're about to get into, you've taken away our only solution. People think alcohol is our problem and it's not. It's just what brings us here. Alcohol is our solution. Drugs were our solution, right? When you take away alcohol and drugs and you don't fill it with the solution of the steps, then we go to sex and shopping and food and all of that.
See, that's why I was going to page 52 because actually at one point I didn't drink from 1990 until 2008. I did some weed in there. So really,
were you in the program or were you on your own?
Oh no, I went to meetings. And that's what I had heard. I really, I'm sure there were people talking about steps and stuff, but nobody was telling me. Nobody ever read this to me, like not once.
You were a
nobody
seat
ever
filler.
said. I was a meeting maker.
Yeah.
But which is why I talked about earlier, like going to page 52, because like, you know what, when I stop drinking, I don't get better. Like, the outside seems better, but inside.
We're going to 52 later because 52 is untreated alcoholism and we need to identify. Right. So what I want to say before you get to the real alcoholic is that in the meetings of Alcoholics Anonymous, everyone's welcome. The problem is misinformation is getting told in our meetings by members of Alcoholics Anonymous who are not real alcoholics, who don't require the steps to get better. And if you're a real alcoholic, you'll want to kill yourself in the meetings of AA.
Oh yeah, I got to that point.
Me too.
And these people, they don't realize that they're not a real alcoholic. And God forbid you say I'm a real alcoholic at a meeting and they look at you like, oh, you're special, you're different. No, I'm this. I don't fucking want to be like this.
Right.
Excuse my language.
No, this is explicit. And what I'm
Yeah.
saying is, like, if you're a real alcoholic and you take away our only solution to numb the pain, we will be left with a few choices. They are drinking again, killing ourselves sober. And I've gone to more funerals from dead AAs that didn't drink, that killed themselves because they're like, if this is AA, I've got nowhere else to go. You guys aren't helping me. All you tell me is to not drink and go to meetings, and meetings makers make it, and 90 meetings in 90 days. And if you take away alcohol from the alcoholic, you're left with I, self, and me, the ism, and you're screwed. So tell me what a real alcoholic is.
But what about the real alcoholic? He may start off as a moderate drinker. He may or may not become a continuous hard drinker, but at some stage of his drinking career, he begins to lose all control of his liquor consumption once he starts to drink.
And they're talking about the physical allergy, that when we put it in our body, right? And so what people don't understand when they say just don't pick up the first drink, first of all, if I was Nancy Reagan and I could do that, that would be great. But I'm not, right? And if I could just not pick up the first drink, I would just put a tattoo on my arm with my other ones that says just don't drink. And I'd be cool, right?
Right, just like at the tattoo, I'm done.
Right. Yeah. My problem is that my mind tells me the lie that it's going to be different or okay or fuck it.
Usually mine's the fucking.
Yeah. Are we going to
Like,
keep going on this page, or do you want to jump to 44?
no, that was it.
Yeah, so the 3 types of drinks. So one more thing, and I love this story, and it's not mine. I heard it in one of the awesome leads I've listened to. They talk about how if 2 people are standing before a judge, and one's a hard drinker and one's a real alcoholic, but you can't tell because they both have DUIs for the second time, because we all get in trouble for drinking and driving. The judge says, she says to those 2 guys, if I see either of you in here ever again, you're losing your license for your life and you'll be mandatory prison for a year. Both of those guys walk away shaking their head going, I don't want to go to prison. And the hard drinker says to himself, I'm just not going to drink and drive. He doesn't quit drinking. He's just like, I'm not going to drink and drive. And he doesn't. He never drinks and drives because he doesn't want to go to prison. The alcoholic says the same thing. I'm not going to drink or drive. And that night he goes out with his buddies. He gives his key to his friend Ted. He says, Ted, do not give me my keys back. He sees his girlfriend at a party hooking up with another guy. He fights with his best friend Ted and says, give me my keys. And he grabs his keys and he drinks and drives. Because when you put alcohol in the body of a real alcoholic, we cannot stop.
Yeah.
So,
see, actually, this kind of goes back to how I was talking about how like I would literally leave work and within a minute I'm at the liquor store, and at the liquor store, I mean, how I have no choice, and it's like I'm walking in and I'm thinking I'll just buy like a tall boy, a big beer, but then by the time I get to the counter, it's like I'm going to buy that plus a couple shots, and my commute home is like an hour, and literally like I'm making
gone.
2 other stops along the way
because you're done within 12 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going from I'm not going to drink today to one, then one and a couple shots, then I'm stopping at this liquor store, then I'm stopping at this one because I know what time they close at, and blah blah blah.
Because you activated the physical allergy.
Oh,
and
yeah,
once you start,
absolutely.
you cannot stop. So we're going to 44. I'm so glad that Brian brought us to this page. We were talking before we started recording. This is the page I take people to when they say in a meeting, I don't know if I'm an alcoholic or not, but I was told you're an alcoholic if you say you are, which is insane. That's like saying,
It is.
I don't know if I'm a cancer patient or not, but I'm a cancer patient because my head hurts and I must have a tumor, so I'm just going to get chemo. Like, no, you need to do a test to find out if you are.
I'll tell you, I know a person who was in meetings for as long as I have been around, like since 1990, even before, who says I'm an alcoholic because I say so. She drinks now, and literally I've watched her drink a glass, maybe a glass and a half, and we'll put it aside, like, or smoke like a couple hits of a joint once every few weeks. Like, how she ended up in AA thinking she's an alcoholic. And you know what? And that's the people you have end up sponsoring. Like, some bad shit happened. They found themselves in meetings and they think they're an alcoholic because of bad shit happened. And it's not about the shit that happened. It's about,
But
that
that's
lack of
why I
power
take
and
them
choice
here
and
on our
control.
first meeting. The first
Oh,
time
yeah.
we sit down, I do that 1 hour. We go through the first 3 steps. I kind of jump around and I come to this page.
Yeah.
And what you're about to read has these 2 little letters in it with the word or. And we can be one or the other. You don't have to be both, but I'm a double winner. So let's read that first paragraph.
All right. In the preceding chapters, we have learned something of alcoholism. We hope we have made clear the distinction between the alcoholic and the non-alcoholic. If, when you honestly want to, you find you cannot quit entirely,
Okay,
or if when
stop.
drinking.
So you are at work and you honestly want to not drink. You have the intention, Brian, I cannot keep doing this. This is killing me. I'm losing everything. And then you just walk into the alcohol store, right? The liquor store. Because you don't have alcohol in your body. No alcohol made you do that. Your mind made you do that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Okay, so that's one.
Absolutely.
That's called the mental obsession. So if the listener can relate.
Shoot.
Go ahead. You need to get something?
No. Can you hear that?
It's okay.
Okay.
Do you have you're in your head? It's fine. We love you. We're good.
Right.
When you honestly want to, you find you cannot quit entirely is because of the mental obsession. So I wanted to quit. There were times where I was in actual pain. Like, forget other people. Like, I was in pain from my own stuff. And I didn't want to live like this anymore. And I made decision, like, I'm not going to do this anymore. And I would start, and the only way I could do it is I would lock myself in like my apartment, like chain smoking and watching movies. And I could go like 3 weeks. And I would say, I'm not a real alcoholic, because what real alcoholic goes 3 weeks? And my mind, with no alcohol in it, started to convince me, Carly, see, you're okay. Like, you're fine, because no one can do that. And you're actually worse. Like, I'm crazier without alcohol. So my problem can't be alcohol. My problem is that I'm not mentally like on the right medication and I need a different psychiatrist. And until then, have a drink so you can calm down. That's a mental obsession. So, or if you don't relate to that, here's the other one. Go for it.
All right, what the heck was I?
About not quit entirely.
Yeah, or, right?
Yep.
Hold on. Oh, I was gonna say, you know what? Like
Please.
I was thinking, like in the last 3 months, where like actually, because I kind of had a little bit of an intervention with my my kids and my wife, and I actually wanted to stop, and you know, I'd always drink.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, the one time that scared me was like, I'm at work, and I was working in a restaurant at the time, and there's literally between 4 and 9 o'clock, I don't remember anything. And I remember coming to at 9 o'clock saying, okay, we got to get the hors d'oeuvres for the party out. And the owner's like, what the F is wrong with you? You know, I mean, like, but, you know, and that scared me for a couple days.
But
that's it.
Like,
I think maybe 4 days. No.
Fear can't keep you sober. The only thing that can keep us sober is a different solution to our problem. That's it. So, or
on the bright side of that one, I did amends with the employer, so I'm now actually making amends by working for her.
Good. That is awesome. That's what we do. We show up.
That's a separate thing.
Just to acknowledge that you just said you didn't apologize and then move on.
No.
Repairing the damage done, which is giving back the work you stole from her.
Yes, which for her was come and work for me this summer on your days off.
I love it.
So it's killing me though.
That is such. No, can I tell you something? That is such an example. Because one day, God willing, if you keep doing the work, you're going to be able to share with other people that I can't share. Look, guys, I stole from my employer in the rest. Like I was in the restaurant business forever. A lot of us are, right? You get to say to other people, this is something you can actually do. You can offer to the people you stole from in the restaurant business, I will work for you for free during my, or whatever you guys discuss.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That is repairing. You're paying back her time.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's not free. I mean, but it's definitely less than what I should get.
Yes.
I accept it less.
I appreciate the honesty. So, okay. Or
if when drinking, you have little control over the amount you take, you're probably alcoholic. If that be the case, you may be suffering an illness, which only a spiritual experience will conquer.
Okay. Can you pause for a second? So.
Oh yeah. That's where I was going to stop.
Yeah. After you say, or if when drinking, the little control over the amount we take once we start is the physical allergy. So I always like to identify the two problems: mental obsession, physical allergy. Alcoholics Anonymous only has one solution to the physical allergy, and just don't drink. But the message that we hear about, at least where I'm from in Cleveland Heights AA, don't drink, go to meetings is all they say. Don't drink, go to meetings. Okay.
That's everywhere.
Right. Okay. So good. I'm glad to hear that. I mean, I'm not glad to hear that, but I'm glad I'm not alone in the misery. But so think about it. If you're at a meeting and you're new and you come to Brian and your solution to a new person is don't drink and go to meetings, which is an hour long, maybe 2 at the most. What are they supposed to do with their mental obsession? Like,
well, I did that for 15 years.
And how did it work?
Oh yeah, you can go to page 52 for
that. Okay,
no,
let's go. That's a perfect. And the reason why we're going to 52, and just so you know, on page 52, I have written down on the side of that one paragraph that I know you want to read from We Had to Ask Ourselves. I bracketed it and I wrote untreated alcoholism. Yeah. And this is also a checklist, because we love a checklist for untreated alcoholism. So if you can relate to these, and this can happen sober, like this can happen in the room of AA. So go for it. Page 52.
Well, here, I do want.
No, go ahead.
You know, back to page
44.
44. Yeah. Like nobody in 15 years, nobody ever asked me this. Told me this, never pointed out.
No one pulled you aside.
No.
Can I share something with you? So my responsibility at a meeting, and this is very important for the listener here. If I hear someone say those magic words at a meeting, I don't know if I'm an alcoholic, but I keep coming and hope I'll figure it out. My responsibility is either in my next comment immediately to open up my book to page 44 and read that paragraph and explain it out loud, or to take that person aside after. I can't hope that someone else is going to do it. I don't care what their gender is. I don't care how much time I have versus how much time. It's my responsibility, because like you said, no one did that for you.
Yeah, not once.
And it's our responsibility, because we also don't want, look, I don't want to sponsor someone who isn't an alcoholic, because what I'm going to offer them is not going to help.
No, and they're not going to do it because they really don't need to.
Because if you're not going to die, why would you do this?
No, I don't want to do.
I know. Page
Right? Do I
52.
really want to go back to freaking old
No, but
people?
guess
And
what?
oh my god.
The cool thing about AA that I always tell my sponsees is that you don't have to want to do anything here.
Yeah.
And nobody gives a crap what you want. We only care what you do. So like, I don't care if the people I'm working with don't want to do the work. As long as you're doing it, that's all that matters. I don't want to do So good luck. 21 years
Yeah.
sober. I still don't want to do anything, but if I do it, we're good. Go for it.
All right, so 52. We had to ask ourselves why we shouldn't apply to our human problems this same readiness to change our point of view. We were having trouble with personal relationships.
Okay, so pause. I'm putting a
Okay.
check next to everything I'm connecting with. So did you have trouble with personal relationships?
Oh, of course.
Okay,
Yeah.
check. Okay, go ahead.
I got divorced in sobriety. I got married and divorced in sobriety.
Congratulations.
So yeah, we couldn't control our emotional energy.
Okay, so was that a check for you?
Yeah, no, I'm
Yeah.
thinking like actually, I remember this one time where basically like, and this is towards the end before I ended up drinking, throwing everybody on, like I had all my family over and I just started cursing them out. Somebody said something, I lost my mind, threw them out. They left and I'm left there crying like, why am I like this? What is wrong with me? I want to kill myself and I'm not even drinking. I actually said this to myself.
No, and that's so important that you said that.
I had no clue, no idea what was going on.
And you know what is really important about this part that I want to identify is when we're in the middle of this untreated alcoholism, which for me, I could only see when I wasn't drinking, because when I was drinking, I could blot it out. But when I stopped drinking, you could really feel that, right? That horrible dryness that my mind, my mental obsession wanted the problem to be that I wasn't on the right medication. And it wanted to be that AA, right? No one in AA understands because everyone seems so happy. They don't understand. And so that's our responsibility to talk about this is how we feel in the rooms of Alcoholics Anonymous without the solution.
Oh yeah. See, actually the booze is a solution.
Yeah, it's not a problem. It's just a solution. When you take it away, there's still a problem. The real problem is that our mind is the problem.
Yeah.
It's our mind. Keep going.
All right. So we were a prey to misery and depression.
Check.
We couldn't make a living.
Check.
Yeah. And that's not necessarily a job. I always held a job, but it's not really that.
So important you pointed out. You could pay your bills, but it was not consistent, secure. People didn't trust or respect. It was just like, I could make it. We're good workers. Like we're good workers when we're shitty workers. But like we are not showing our true potential.
All right.
We had a feeling.
We had a feeling of uselessness. Yeah, absolutely. I felt useless. I was definitely full of fear. And actually, I'll go back to that one.
No, I want you to identify it.
Well, I mean, we were full of fear because I was in a meeting the other night with my sponsors on it. And God, I mean, I look back, especially, more so, like I said, because if I'm drinking, like the booze covers everything. I don't feel all this crap because I'm numb. But it's like, I can remember that 15 years where so much of the way I acted and stuff was driven by fear, fear of losing my job,
every
fear
decision,
of losing my wife,
every decision,
fear I'm not going to get enough of something, fear, somebody else is going to get more than me. I mean, it's just, everything is like just so much fear driven. It's like a nightmare.
And the uselessness feeling, like if I had to describe myself in one word before I got into the steps, it was, I felt useless. Like I felt like a vacuum that sucked the energy out of everything. The reason why I was a suicidal alcoholic is because I believed the lie that I was seemingly hopeless, like it says in our book, like that I was right. To me, it was seemingly hopeless. I couldn't see another way out, right? So let me just give you a little background. Yeah. Last night, we always get so many fun opportunities in AA. Last night, my sponsor sends me a message. She does a digital 24-hour break on Friday to Saturday. So she sends me a couple screenshots about this woman that used to work with us, but has been drinking. And the woman's like, I want to kill myself and all this stuff. So my sponsor sends her a message like, these are the things you need to do. You need to check yourself in. You need to call for help, right? Because we're not mental health professionals. Like if someone wants to kill themselves, I can't help you with that, right? So the woman calls me immediately and is like, I know you don't know who I am. She's drunk. I know you don't know who I am. And I'm like, I know who you are. You're not that dramatic. Like it's pretty clear who you are, right? Like we used to work together. And she goes on and on and on how she's going to kill herself at 11 o'clock. It was 6 o'clock. And she's in Georgia and I'm in Cleveland. and she is just yelling, right? How we do, like just being crazy. And normally I don't talk to them when they're drunk because like, what am I supposed to do? Like, you can't even hear me, right?
Yeah.
And I say, like, you can't hear me now. Let's talk tomorrow, or you can call. Like, I have some women you can call tomorrow because my like sponsor card is full, and I've got women. I have an army of women that can help. And she's like, "You're a cult," and I was like, "Okay, like whatever." And then she's like, "I'm gonna kill myself," and I said, "Where is your address?" And she like, and I told her, I go, "I want you to know something because I'm a suicide girl. You don't want to kill yourself. You are thinking about it, but you wouldn't say you truly, if you didn't call me, it's because you want help." She's like, "I want help." I said, "So do you want me to the only help I can offer you is go check yourself in, go call 911. She's like, "They'll block me away for 14 days. I go, "So who cares? You're going to kill yourself anyways. What are you going to miss out on?" Right? So we're going back and forth, and I parked at the side of the road with my hazard lights on, and she's yelling, and I get her to tell me her address. I get off the phone with her. I call 911. I get connected to Savannah, Georgia. I've only had to do this twice in my sobriety. And I tell them what happened. She tells me that she's going to lie to anyone that tries to help her. The police go to her house. She lies to them and convinces them that she's totally fine. They call me from Georgia. I'm like, I'm picking up like Chinese with my mask on. And they're like, "We can't do anything, ma'am." I'm like, "So if she kills herself, there's nothing we can do?" And they're like, "No." And I'm like, "Yeah, me neither." Right. And so then she like goes on for like the entire evening to like message and call, right? You know, like how we are like obsessed. Yeah. And I'm like, "Look, I can't help you right now. Your only options are to go check yourself in or wait till you get sober and we can help you." This morning, follow up, she sends me a message. "Can you help me fill in some holes about last night?" And I'm like, I just sent her screenshots and I was like, "No, here's your hole." But
see, I would not have the courage to even ask that.
The holes.
I don't want to know the holes.
I go, "Call Eileen. She's going to be your sponsor." "Who's Eileen?" I said, you called her like 6 times last night. She has no idea who you even talked to. I mean, like, but we are a tornado.
Oh yeah.
We are but she believed the lie last night. Like I believe the lie that she'd be better off dead. And I'm like, "No, you wouldn't. She has 4 kids. You have kids. I have kids." Like,
yeah.
I know we believe in the moment of our destruction that it would be better for everyone if the destruction was gone. But I'm sure you know in your life, people who've taken their life and left people back to grieve. And there's nothing more selfish. And I'm a suicide person. There's nothing more selfish than saying to your family and friends, "I can't handle this. You deal with my pain for the rest of my life. Bye." Right? But that's what this is. What Brian's reading, untreated alcoholism, the number one symptom of untreated alcoholism is suicide. It's that we're either going to pick up a drink, which is slow suicide, or we're going to kill ourselves.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're full of fear. What else?
Oh yeah, we were unhappy. I mean, that kind of goes without saying.
Yeah.
We couldn't seem to be of real help to other people. Honestly, I wasn't really trying to help other people anyway.
Right. Who wants to help other people?
And then was not a basic solution of these bedevilments more important than whether we should see newsreels of lunar flight? Of course it was. And I do want to read the next paragraph.
Yeah, no, please go.
Yeah. When we saw others solve their problems by a simple reliance upon the spirit of the universe, we had to stop doubting the power of God. Our ideas did not work, but the God idea did.
Yeah. And that's the thing is our ideas did not work. It's okay. Construction happens, right?
Okay.
Take us to the last part, which is Dr. Bob's nightmare.
See, I mean, I gotta tell you, it's like, there it is, God. That, our ideas, the God idea did. I mean, it's not going to freaking meetings. It's not putting the plug in the jug or, 90 minutes in 9 days. It's God.
We can't do this by ourselves.
Yeah.
We can't. And even a great sponsor out of the book cannot make this better for us. We have to get unblocked so we can get connected to and the reason why they capitalize spirit of the universe is because not everybody can handle the word God.
Yeah.
And by the way, I posted something about this in it was called like a big book study group on Facebook. And I posted a meditation and 86 or 88, the readings, because one of my sponsors is like, "I want you to have 86 or 88 in a meditation." And I use words like higher power, God, spirit of the universe. And I got reamed out with a 10-paragraph essay
really?
about from the admin of a big book group about how you are not allowed to use any other word than God. And because I don't argue
Really?
with people, because that's what our book tells us, I just want to highlight that all throughout our book, they do use
Yeah.
because they know that not everyone's, half of the membership when they got sober were atheists. So I always sit down with people when I first sit down and I ask them, does the word God bother you? Because if it does, I will change the word I'm using because I use it all the time and I don't want you to not be able to hear the message because you're stuck when you hear the word God. And then we find a different word. For them, it's for the first hour. Like when the girl can't, like if you had a horrible relationship with your family and religion and God and you get sober and then I'm talking about God and you can't hear a word I'm saying because, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
First time, and then I say to them, like, so one girl wanted me to call it spirit of the universe. And I was like, so I had to like stop my brain and be like, and then the spirit of the universe. And then like a week into it, she's like, just call it God. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, it's so much easier.
I know. It's not yeah.
In 1990, I really didn't want to hear about God.
Yeah.
You know.
What page are we going to?
181.
Okay, so I want everyone to know because they know I only go to 164. But the reason why we're going here is because it's Dr. Bob. And I have to say, on Dr. Bob's behalf, how slighted he must have felt that Bill would not put his story in the first 164. He's the co-founder.
Well, one of my it's a serious big book thumper on Wednesday meetings. I gave you the information, I think.
Which, by the way, I want all of them on here. Like, I want you to invite everybody because I love you guys on the East Coast because you talk as fast as me and you love the big book, so we can get connected.
But we also talk about how arrogant Bill is to put his story first. You know,
of course.
After the guy, they're feeling Bill is like he was really not a nice guy.
Yeah. But you know what? He also helped save our lives. So like,
oh yeah,
you know what I mean. So take us to 181.
All right, I go right to the last paragraph because to me this is such a good promise. I mean, we're talking about how I have no choice, I have no control, and I'm screwed. I got all these untreated alcoholism at page 52, but I go to this because I'll just freaking read it. Now, if you think you're an atheist, an agnostic, a skeptic, or have any other form of intellectual pride which keeps you from accepting what is in this book, I feel sorry for you. If you still think you are strong enough to beat the game alone, that is your affair. But if you really and truly want to quit drinking liquor for good and all, see, and he didn't say not a day at a time, for good and all.
Right. It's not, you don't wake up every morning and say, should I not drink today or should I drink today? It's a decision that we make. So I just clear this up. It's a decision that we made in the third step, okay?
Yeah.
We're going to do everything we can, and we're going to follow it up with all these steps, and we're never going to stop doing the work 10, 11, and 12, right? I don't wake up every day going, should today be a day I drink or should today not be a day I drink? I made a decision. The one thing that confuses people is I work the program one day at a time.
Yes.
But I don't decide one day at a time if I'm going to drink or not. No. That was a decision I made, right? Keep going.
Yeah. So he says, okay, for good and all. And sincerely feel that you must have some help. We know that we have an answer for you. It never fails. If you go about it with one half the zeal you have been in the habit of showing when you were getting another drink. Your Heavenly Father will know what you're doing. I mean, that is like such a gigantic, to me, that's like a huge promise. I love like reading that. For good and all. It never fails. I mean, it doesn't just come for free. Like, I got to say, my obsession was lifted. Like very early. But I mean, I get God's grace for so long. That shit won't last. Like
mine wasn't lifted until I started doing the work. The pressure was there. You're lucky. Will you do me one favor before we go? On page 180, because it's just we're here.
Yeah.
Will you read that little paragraph on the bottom and then those 4 numbers on the top?
Oh yeah. I spend a good deal of time passing on what I learned to others who want and need it badly. I do it for 4 reasons. 1, sense of duty. 2, it is a pleasure. 3, because in doing so, I am paying my debt to the man who took time to pass it on to me. 4, because every time I do it, I take out a little more insurance for myself against a possible slip.
I love it. Thank you so much for your time.
Oh, your problem. No problem.
Ryan, this was awesome. You have something else to say before you go?
No, after we stop recording.
Okay, we're going to stop recording. I want everyone to know that if you want to be on here, I want the world to help me do the big book together. I'm so excited to meet my fellow brothers and sisters along the way. And I am grateful for your time. So we are going to sign off, but you don't get off, okay? Thank you so much.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
And
For any listeners who would like to get deeper insight into my story, I just released my memoir, Seconds and Inches. It was a dream of mine for decades to write my memoir, and while I do not believe in mixing money and AA, I just wanted to share with the world that I did this accomplishment, and it can be found wherever you normally purchase books, paperback, audio, or digital. I wish you an awesome day. Thank you.